Hey, yos, what's up, world? This your boy T times 6. That's TEETYME and the number 6. And it's not pronounced titty me 6. It's not pronounced T time me 6. It's T time, like golf, with the number 6 at the end, because that's my favorite number. I'm here because I'm online going to school at Full Sail University, studying digital cinematography. And, I'm doing class reviews. And we just finished month 7. Month 7 is the history of motion picture arts. So I'd like to welcome y'all to the history of motion picture arts, month 7, digital cinematography program at Full Sail University online classes. And I do want to apologize. I was supposed to post this video a couple of weeks ago, but I went to Vegas for Christmas and had a great time, and had some footage I wanted to show y'all. But on the way back from the airport, my backpack fell off the go-kart when they was taking me to my car, and it damaged my laptop, so I had to send it in to Apple, get it fixed, and they sent it back. So I got my MacBook back, so sorry for the wait. Alright, so let's get to it. History of motion picture arts. The instructor name in history of motion picture arts for me, I don't know if it'll be the same for you, but was John Walsh. Now, John Walsh, you can see the teacher's profile pictures. Well, you can see everybody's profile picture. If you set a profile picture, you can see it. But just by his profile picture, I could kind of tell he was a well-organized man, and he meant business, and he was just serious about what he was doing. So that kind of made me feel good, because they always reach out to you like a couple of days before class, and that's what he did. Well, the good ones do anyway, and that's what he did, so I appreciate him for that. And I love Mr. Walsh's structure for his classes, because each week starts you off with an introductory video. Now, the introductory video is basically a breakdown of the week and what you got to do for each week. Now, this my 7th class. This is my 7th month, so this is actually the first class that actually had this type of video. And I appreciated him for it, because in the video, it was so detailed that it had told you what to do, and it suggested what to do each day during the weeks. Like Monday, read this chapter, do this. Tuesday, read this chapter, do that. Wednesday, you got a quiz, do. So do nothing else but the quiz. Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Friday, do what you got to do. And Saturday was always relaxed. Sunday was the peer replies and all that stuff. But we'll get into that in just a second. Week 1 of history of motion picture arts for me started out Thanksgiving week. Now, Thanksgiving week, we didn't have a lot of work to do. It was like a light load, kind of like if you're on a treadmill. So just a regular day in a regular class, you're running on a treadmill. But Thanksgiving week, he kind of told us the only graded assignment at that time was going to be the professionalism assignment. And the professionalism assignment was just reading what professionalism is in school. And it basically, explains itself. Professionalism. Don't plagiarize and turn work in on time, and communication is basically what that was about. So you read that, which actually every class makes you read. So you read it for the 7th time and mark complete, and then that's it. You get your grade for Thanksgiving week. But you do have some ungraded assignments for Thanksgiving week, and you don't have to do them, because you can play catch up if you want to, but that's up to you if you have like a lot of family and stuff going on. But you do have ungraded assignments for Thanksgiving week. Like, you got to read chapters 1, 2, and 3. And actually, I like this class because each week you have a part of the ungraded assignments is to watch some movies. You get 2 to 3 movies per week, depending on what you're studying that week. So a part of this class actually is watching movies, which is, I like to watch movies, so that was cool. It was a bonus. So this week in chapters 1, 2, and 3, you're going to read about the film era when it was silent, and then, when they were just acting out stuff, like doing stuff, whatever. And then you're going to read about to when it went to sound. So you read chapters 1, 2, and 3. It tells you from a silent films to when films actually got sound. And it was like 2 or 3 different films, as I said. The main film I remember that stood out to me in week 1 was The Cameraman. The Cameraman was actually a silent film, but it was actually pretty interesting to watch. Me and my girlfriend sat and watched it and had a good time. And then for each film that you watch, you have the option to go to a discussion board to say your opinion about the film and how you feel, or reply to a peer, about the film. And this, you do that for each film. Each film has its own discussion board. But you don't have to do it. It's not graded, but if you do, that's what's up. All right, so week 1, the only graded assignment was to read and write and mark that you completed the professionalism assignment, and that's it. Other than that, everything else is not graded, but I suggest that you look into it if you got time during the Thanksgiving week. Even though, some of us may be too busy, because I was extremely busy, but, I put my phone out every now and then and glanced over, during football game half times or something like that. But make sure you look into that. Week 2 starts off the same way. Every week starts off the same way. I like his structure. It's consistent and it gets the job done. So week 2, of course, like I said in week 1, you're going to start off with your introductory video with the structure of the week, suggestions on what you should do each day, and the game plan for the week from the instructor. So that's cool. Week 2 starts off like that. You got to read chapters 4, 8, and 9. Now, I forgot to mention, but on each chapter that you read, it actually has a video with an overview of the chapter. So not only does he give you an introductory video, but he gives you videos on each of the chapters that you have to read. So not only do you have to read the chapter, but you got to watch the video. Now, I suggest that you watch the video first before you read the chapter, because the video is actually easy to listen to. They got visuals and everything like that. So it's easy to watch, easy to listen to. And then when you read the chapter, you already have an idea of what's going on in the chapter. So you can skim over it and kind of just, read kind of fast in between the lines, because you kind of have an idea of what it's going to say in it. It's already registered in your brain. So you'll still get the education. You'll still get the information that you need, and it'll be retained better. So watch the videos and read the chapter. Watching the videos actually does help you read the chapter. So you don't have to listen to me, but just, try it. Tell me what you think. Chapters 4, 8, and 9 is about the film industry and how it affected World War II, and the film industry and how it changed in the 1950s through the 1970s. All right, so starting week 2, you have a quiz due every Wednesday night at 11:59. Now, every assignment that you have to do, whatever due date is due on, is due at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. I ain't gonna get too much into detail on that 11:59. I made a video previously on my classes 5 and classes 6. So you have a quiz due every Wednesday night at 11:59. Now the quiz, of course, it's an open book quiz because you go to school online. So you're damn right it's gonna be an open book quiz. But the quiz is an open book quiz. It's about the previous week's readings. The quiz is the first graded assignment in every week. You have basically you got 2 graded assignments in every week. A quiz and also a discussion board. Now the quiz is due Wednesday night at 11:59. The discussion board has 2 parts. Every discussion board in every class is probably the same. You got to write an initial post about whatever the discussion is at the time, and you got to write 2 peer replies. And the first initial post is due in this class by Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, and the 2 peer replies are due by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, anytime you turn in something late, it's 10 points off per day. But as I always say, go ahead, turn it in late. Never not turn anything in, because that's a 0. If you communicate with the instructors, especially Mr. Walsh, they help you out. They look out for you. In week 2, the discussion board topic is compare and contrast at least 2 aspects of the late era silent films with early talking pictures. Anything from the late 1920s to the early 1930s. So as I was saying, this is stuff that you had to read in chapter 1. I'm sorry, this was stuff, chapter 1, 2, and 3 from week 1. So that was stuff that you had to read from last week. So just make sure you do that discussion board, turn the initial post in Thursday night before 11:59, 2 peer replies to that same topic to 2 different people. Sunday night, 11:59. And the discussion board has to be a certain amount of words, but the teacher, whatever teacher you get, will specify that in the instructions. Now, those are the only 2 graded assignments in week 2. You still got ungraded assignments like the readings, and you can't forget there's more movies for you to watch in this class. The movie that I remember watching in week 2 was Casablanca, which was, I think, what came out about 1945-ish or something like that. It was a film with sound. Pretty good movie. Check it out. on your own time. And all these movies that we watching, actually Full Sail provides the movies. They have like their own library. And so if you're in school and you don't have cable, but you got your laptop or you got your HDMI cord or whatever in the case it is, and you want to watch movies, Full Sail got the hookup. All you gotta do is be enrolled in school and you can watch movies all day. Week 3, baby. All right, so week 3 is about documentaries, foreign films, and Alfred Hitchcock. You're going to read about these subjects in chapter 5, 6, and 7. Week 3 starts out the same way. You got your introductory video with the layout, teacher layout, and all that good stuff. I ain't got to repeat that again. Also, you got your quiz due by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the quiz is from stuff in week 2. So make sure you remember and pay attention to week 2 because that's what your quiz on in week 3. Now, once again, it's open book, so it should be easy to pass. And if you know how to search by hitting Control F and searching for certain things, then bam, you in the game. But I got a MacBook, so it's Command F. So after your quiz in week 3, which is due Wednesday, like I just said, of course, you got your discussion board, which is due Thursday at 11:59 because it's every week is the same thing. So your initial post is due Thursday, 11:59. 2 peer replies due Sunday, 11:59. If you turn anything in late, then that's your ass, Mr. Postman. No, I'm just playing. But if you turn anything in late, it's 10 points per day. So if you turn anything in late, communicate with the teacher, do it, and lose your 10 points. But take a 90 and not a 0, Okay, so on week 3, the discussion board topic is you have to write an initial post on the studio system. Now, the studio system, just to give you a brief summary, was the big studios like MGM, Warner Brothers, Fox, Century, and all those guys. They basically had a monopoly over the film industry where they ran the theaters and they control what was played in the theaters. Not like today where each theater plays films by each company, but that company decided what was played in that theater. So that was the studio system in a small summary. So you had to write about what were the pros and cons of working under the studio system, how did the studio system hinder or help the filmmakers of this era, and what were the multiple causes of the decline of the studio system. Now, it seems like it's hard, but it's really not hard. It's easy work. And once again, of course, this is stuff that you read about in week 2, the previous week. So, it should already be there embedded in your head and good stuff. And then once you go back and take a look at it and check it out to, remember what it is, it'll be easy to find. Easy class, easy class. Just don't overthink it, don't overdo it. That's the initial post, peer reply due Sunday. And of course, you got your movies to watch. So after you watch your movies, that's it for week 3. It's time to move on to week 4. 4. But y'all know I like 4. So on week 4, you only got 2 graded assignments and 1 movie to watch. And that 1 movie you gotta watch is Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee. And to be truthful, I ain't watched this movie until I took this class. Really good ass movie. So it's better than I truly expected. I thought it was overhyped, but Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee, yes sir. The 2 graded assignments is a quiz. Of course, the quiz is the same thing. It's due Wednesday at 11:59 on last week's readings and discussion board stuff and all that good stuff from week 3. So that's what the quiz in week 4 is about. And the other assignment in week 4 is not a discussion board. We don't have a discussion board this week, but you got a final project. Now, the final project is to choose one aspect of the filmmaking industry from the history of it and describe how its evolution has affected motion picture filmmaking. So you got to pick something like acting, sound effects, lighting, sound, all that kind of stuff. And, make a 3 to 4 minute video describing the evolution of one of those topics. Or if you don't want to do that, you have a second option, which is to trace the evolution of a specific film genre. So you can pick like horror film, action, comedy, stuff like that. And basically just find movies from when that genre first started till today. And talk about how it changed, what the differences are in sound and all that good stuff, and how it looked and how it was recorded, stuff like that. So those are the 2 options for the final project in week 4. And then it's a 3 to 4 minute video, no less than 3, no more than 4. And you got to turn that in by Sunday at 11:59 Eastern Time p.m. No late assignments due for the final project. You got to turn that shit in on time. That's it for week 4. That's it for the class. That's it for History of Motion Picture Arts. It's a simple class but effective. You watch some movies, you enjoy the movies, but you also learning something. You got to read some chapters, but you can watch videos on the chapters, so it help you read. And that's that, man. John Walsh was well organized. John Walsh, if you see this, sir, I thank you. I appreciate your time. If you got any questions or comments you want to leave, mark them down below, type them down below, put them down below. I'll be sure to respond swiftly. If I don't respond within a day or two, it's probably because I'm busy, but it won't take never longer than a week for me to respond. I don't know if that's good enough, but if it ain't, let me know and I'll get to you back faster. I get back to you faster than that. Thank you very much for your time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this, let people know Full Sail ain't a gimmick. It really is the real deal. If you want to do it. Hey, hopefully I get to meet you and see you there one day, graduating, crossing that stage, making great movies like Avatar and other things. Thank you for your time. This your boy T Time 6.